This week is a very special week. It marks the 11th anniversary of Lynne's brain injury. And I've done this before. I did it last year. Last year was the 10th anniversary, and I did a whole video on it. So I was questioning whether or not I should do it again this year, and I said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it every year, because every year that we get by is special. It's another year that Lynne has survived, and she continues to do well. And we're going to talk about it. So let's get going. My name is Jonathan, and I'm a caregiver for my wife Lynne, who has a permanent brain injury. Things are a bit different now, but we're doing the best that we can. Join us as we experience the Lynne life. I know this is coming out on Super Bowl Sunday, for any of you who are watching today, the day that this video gets published. I have plans to cook 2 full racks of ribs today, and that's going to be fun and delicious. And we've always done something special on the Super Bowl. Lynne isn't necessarily a football fan, although she does watch the games with me, and she knows it a lot better than you'd think. She does follow along quite well, and she's had years of having to do that because I'm a football fan. But she enjoys the food, especially if I put something out that's a little bit special. So she'll enjoy herself on Super Bowl Sunday. But yes, Thursday, this past Thursday, February 9th, marked the 11th anniversary of Lynne's brain injury. It was in 2012, and it happened around 3 o'clock, somewhere around 3 o'clock, because Justin had just gotten home from school, and she had called me that day earlier, and she said she wasn't doing well. She wasn't feeling good, things like that, and she was upset with some other, stuff in her family, and she was worried that she would end up back in the hospital. She had been hospitalized several times before because Lynne has something called Gittleman syndrome. I don't know if I know I've mentioned it on the channel, but maybe it's worth mentioning again. She has Gittleman syndrome, and her body cannot retain potassium and magnesium. It wastes it every time she goes to the bathroom or something like that, or should she be sick and vomit or anything like that, she loses tremendous amounts of potassium and magnesium. So she has to take oral supplements, tremendous amounts. The amount of potassium that Lynne takes daily would kill me instantly. You know, it'd be way too much potassium for me, and my heart would just stop. So Lynne has for many years has had to take this once she was diagnosed. However, it causes the potassium, all that potassium taken at once, and the magnesium, causes a lot of discomfort. Magnesium is a laxative, like milk of magnesia. So that causes problems, and it's difficult to control, because if she does get diarrhea, then she loses more than she gains, and it's a difficult thing. The potassium is just very harsh on your stomach. She's had IVs before with potassium. She put it in there, and it would actually burn, like it's like acid going in there, and they put ice packs on her wrist. So it's tough. So because it's so difficult when she before her brain injury, sometimes she wasn't so good about taking it. You know, she wasn't feeling good. Maybe she skipped a dose or whatever. And of years and years of doing this, on February 9th, 2012, her heart finally said, heck with it. And it stopped. It just stopped. She went complete cardiac arrest. So Fortunately, our son Justin was home, and he was only 12 years old, but he saved your life. And I've talked about this before. But it needs, it's worth retelling. Besides, I'm sharing this video with a group that I'm a part of on Facebook. It's Anoxic Brain Injury Caregivers. So if any of you out there are watching that right now, hello and welcome to the channel, if you're new especially. And I see lots of cases of anoxic brain injuries on that Facebook group, and when I compare Lynne to them, to some of these cases, I'm very grateful, because Lynne is a lot more active than many of them. Lynne is partial care, and she needs care 24 hours a day, but she's partial care because she is somewhat independent. She has all her long-term memory. She has some cognitive disabilities. Short-term memory is very poor, and something we go through all the time. And she has some issues with movement and things like that, but she can walk. And she goes horseback riding. In fact, that's what she did February 9th this year. She went horseback riding. Here's a picture of her. That's what she did on her 11th anniversary. So we've come a very, very long way. And so I am very thankful, even during our difficult days, because it's still difficult, still very difficult. We have our ups and downs, and every day is different. You don't know what you're going to get with Lynne when she wakes up. Especially, there are two things that will affect her the most. Lack of sleep, and if something's bothering her, like if she's having like gas pains or something, because, as I mentioned earlier, the potassium or magnesium is bothering her. Any kind of pain really throws Lynne off. So, or she, like in the past, she's had urinary tract infections, and that really throws her off. I notice it immediately. So, we have a lot of ups and downs. And fortunately, I think we have more ups and downs, but definitely more ups. The downs just they stand out. So I try not to take for granted when things are going very well. So it's been a long road living the Lynne life. The Lynne life, the term Lynne life means the life that we all live, living with Lynne's anoxic brain injury. That's what I started calling it before I started vlogging. And we go, well, that's the Lynne life. So, but we've come a long ways, and there's a lot of doctor visits, and a lot of good times. We can take Lynne traveling. We can do things with her, not just her horseback riding, but other things as well. And it's it's still going strong. We just had a doctor visit this week. The both of us. I group our doctor visits for our primary physician, and they love her there. They know her very, very well. They know both of us very well. We've been going there a long time. We've been seeing that same doctor long before Lynne's brain injury. And I had mentioned the anniversary to him this week, and he was reflecting on it. And he absolutely loves Lynne. She makes him laugh so hard in the doctor's office. And they all love her. And there's a woman behind that works at the counter there, And she mentioned that she worked at the facility that Lynne went into for rehab that year, that she, in 2012. And I didn't know that. And she said, oh yeah, I remember when she was admitted. I remember that very well. So that's cool. And several of those girls watch this channel. So if you're watching, hello. And Lynne does very well. But she, actually she's doing very well because we do the blood test. See, when we go for we go every 6 months, our biannual visit. We have to get blood work first. So we go together and we do that. And then we go to the doctor appointment together. We go in the same time. And there was this time there was a student. The doctor had a student with him. So he was asking her a lot of questions, and Lynne was talking to her, oh, what's your name? And telling her all about herself. But all of her blood work came out very good. Lynne's very, very healthy. She's actually very, very healthy. And I'm doing good too. And but it's great seeing the support we have there at that doctor's office. And she loves to socialize with people. She loves that interaction. And she always has. And so it's important to keep her active and keep her moving. Some days are difficult because she's tired and she doesn't want to go anywhere. But on the other days we got to get her moving. There's always challenges. She's incontinent, so there's that issue. That's probably one of the biggest ones with me especially when I'm traveling with her. I have to bring her in the bathroom, and always got to bring a bag with her, maybe an extra change of clothes and stuff like that. So it's not easy, but at the same time, I am very, very thankful. I'm always reminding myself how much worse it could be. But because I still have her, and she's still full of personality. And she interacts with me all the time. That's very easy. So, but God bless the rest of you who are caring for people with anoxic brain injuries, or caring for people in general, caring for a loved one. That goes out to Carlos. I'm thinking of you, Carlos. And God bless all of you. And hope you're all doing well, because we are. And enjoy the football game if you haven't already enjoyed it. I don't really have a team to root for this year, so I'm just hoping for a good game. And that should do it. I'm going to be busy cooking ribs. So I think that's about it. And we'll see you next time on the Lynne Line.